Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? And welcome to my ACC week number 3 reactions, or I believe 4 reactions now on NFL right now, but it is what it is. We got a lot of games we got to go ahead and talk about. However, before we get into that, really quickly, it is the final week of the regular season for the MLB, which means the MLB playoffs are going to be starting to get ramped, and of course we will have predictions for that. But the Braves have a big time series against the Mets for that final wild card spot in the National League this week. Gonna have to sweep them if we want it, and that all starts tonight against New York as well. However, we got some college football games to react to, and that is what we're gonna do in the first video of today. 2 more videos coming after that in ACC week number 5 predictions, and then of course you will have your NFL reactions as well. We got a lot to talk about around the National Football League, so we will be talking that as well. However, right now, let's go ahead and break down college football games that have already happened this past weekend. Alright, you guys know how we do this. We literally just go down the list and talk about the game. So, starting off on Friday night, Syracuse Samford. This was a phenomenal game from both sides of the ball. You had a little bit of defense, you got a little bit of offense in there. However, when it comes to Syracuse, Syracuse's defense was not able to hold Stanford. I believe it was on the final drive where Stanford just kind of chucked it up and they missed, or they hit the game-winning field goal. They got down in field goal range and, yeah, won the game. That was a pretty good thing. Again, Syracuse's defense has got to get better when it comes to those 2-minute situations, because that's going to be crunch time, especially now with the 2-minute warning, and it helps the offensive side of the ball team even more than ever now, and Syracuse is going to have to learn to adapt, and we saw right there on Friday night how that 2-minute warning can affect the other team defensively, and yeah, Stanford gets the job done there. Now, moving on to Friday night, or Saturday night, excuse me, you had Miami absolutely destroying South Florida. Again, I do not see who's stopping Miami in the ACC right now. I think, honestly, Clemson has a chance to run the table in the ACC and go all the way and go to the ACC championship game. I think if they fall to Miami in the championship game. However, I don't see anybody stopping this Miami offense. I think they're going to win the ACC championship outright. I think that they're probably the best team in the ACC right now, and a top 5 team in the country. That is for sure right now. We'll see where they vary after next week. But I think Miami, regardless, is a top 5 team and definitely going to be a threat to teams in the college football playoff. Now, moving on is Georgia Tech at Louisville. I was not able to watch a lot of this game. I did say that this game was going to be a sneaky good game, and it turns out it pretty much was. 19-31. I know the final score does not indicate that, but it was pretty close after the first half, and yeah, Louisville gets the job done over Georgia Tech in that one. NC State, Clemson absolutely rolling NC State, and what EA Sports did say that their game of the week was. However, the game of the week obviously should have been USC or Michigan, and it was not. But, again, that's just my opinion on that one, or it should have been Tennessee, Oklahoma. However, when you look at Clemson, Cade Klubnik played really well. He had a great bounce-back week this week. I know, obviously, you're coming off of a win last week, but it's always good when you can get 2 kind of blowout wins like that in a row. However, NC State's got some work to do if they want to compete in the ACC, especially on the defensive side of the ball, when you're allowing almost 60 points to this Clemson offense, who, in times this season, has struggled on offense. And, yeah, you can see, with a good defense, you can shut Clemson down pretty dang quick, and it did not indicate that by NC State at all in this game. Now, moving on is probably the biggest upset of the week, if you're asking me, in college football in general. That is James Madison going into North Carolina and obliterating North Carolina. Now, it is 70-50, so there's really not that much you can differentiate from that. However, when you score 25 points and 28 points in the first half, in the second and first quarters of the game, you're going to win the ball game for the most part. You didn't really need to do much there in the second half. Obviously, they started coming back a little bit if you're in North Carolina. But Mack Brown continues to prove that he does not want his job. I mean, we saw it last year a couple of times during the season. And, of course, this week with losing to James Madison, they got work to do if they want to compete in the ACC. However, they're still 3-1, so they have not started conference play yet. So there is still a chance that they can go run the table in the ACC title game, of course. But if you're just going to be a competitor or a bottom tier ACC team, you might as well pack your bags up for the season. But right now, they fall to James Madison on the year there. Now, moving on is Virginia beating Coastal Carolina. I knew that would happen. Thought it would be a little bit of a close game. Turns out it wasn't. But hey, it is what it is as Virginia gets the job done. And they improved to 2-0 now. Or 3-1, excuse me, on the year as well. Don't know what I was thinking with 2-1. Now, a game that I did get correctly in what was a very sneaky game, if you're asking me, is Rutgers going into Virginia Tech. This game was fun. It had offense, it had a little bit of defense. Rutgers obviously proving why they're the better team in this matchup, of course. 3-0 now on the year if you're Rutgers. If you're a Rutgers fan, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. I'm sure you're not thinking that you're going to win the conference or anything in Big Ten play and stuff like that. But I think that this win over a really solid all-around ACC team definitely improves your odds and definitely gets you a little bit of hope when it comes to the future of this program if you're Rutgers as well. Now, after Virginia Tech on the side of the ball, I don't know what you're doing right now. You lost to Vandy in Week 1. You had a couple bounce-back wins, Week 2 and 3, and then Week 4 you lose to Rutgers. I don't know what Virginia Tech is doing right now, but they got to figure something out, especially on the offensive side of the ball as well. Now, moving on to Youngstown State, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh doing what I thought they would do and absolutely belittling Youngstown State, 73-17. There's really nothing you want to talk about this game for the most part right now, as Pittsburgh gets the job done at home in that one. Duke at Middle Tennessee. This game was a fun matchup for me. Obviously, Malachi Murphy looks to be a really solid quarterback for the Duke Blue Devils as they are 4-0 now on the year. Do not sleep on the Duke Blue Devils. Said it in the beginning of the year. They're going to be a team to watch in the ACC this year, especially after losing Riley Leonard. And, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if they are 5-0 after this week, depending on who they play. Now, SMU, TCU, obviously I've already reacted to this one. SMU, the better team by far, and, of course, getting the job done there. Now, congratulations to Mike Norvell as he finally gets the win that Florida State has been searching for right now. They beat Cal 14-9. Now, I don't know what college football's logic is right now by letting Florida State beat Cal when Cal beat Auburn. I'm so pissed about that. But hey, it is what it is as Cal falls to 3-1 on the year. Mike Norvell getting his first win on the season. First of very few wins, if you're asking me in my book. I think after this year, you got to leave DJU out of the question and go get your guy. Hopefully recruiting or in the transfer portal. That's just how I think it's going to be. College football is adapting so much to the transfer portal, and Florida State's going to have to learn to adapt with that if they want to compete in the ACC as well. Moving on is Michigan State going into Boston College. Boston College getting the job done. They're going to be a sneaky team in the ACC. I thought this game would be close. It turns out it was close, and Michigan State was right there up until the end of the game, but they are now 3-1 on the year. So is Boston College, 3-1 on the year. And, yeah, Castellanos looks very good. Bill O'Brien's building something over there for Boston College as the Eagles improve to 3-1 on the year with the win there. Anyway, of course, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. Once again, if you have not already, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, I'm going to hop off, get this edited, so you guys can watch it on time. Have a great rest of your day if I do not see you in ACC predictions or NFL reactions. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.